Hey everyone, I just wanted to give a quick overview of my electric car, a Tesla Model 3. Just give you an idea if this is something you would like to buy. Just want to give a general walk around first. We are about to go on a couple-hour trip to my grandparents. Just charging up right before we leave. I give a general overview. I've had this since May 2018. It is April 2020, so just essentially 2 years, right about exactly 2 years since I placed the order, within a week, definitely. And I couldn't be happier with this, in short. Everything on the outside is stock, except for this little sticker here. And yeah, everything else is the same outside-wise. I have a roof rack I don't currently have installed, and that can go right here, for if you want to mount a bike and everything up on the roof. So we'll start one thing at a time. We'll look at my charging setup. I actually won this charger from the referral program. That is no longer active for winning a charger, but you can get free supercharging miles for every Tesla you refer. I have that hooked up to a 6-gauge wire with a 40 amp or 50 amp breaker, and so I can pull up the 40 amps to this vehicle. And I used to have a NEMA 1450, which is an RV outlet, just hooked up right here. The plug that comes with the car will have that. Any new car will only come with a 120 volt outlet, such as this right here. And you'll have to purchase for $35 each adapter of a different plug you would like. Give a general overview of the interior. The interior is very basic in this car. I personally love it, not having all the buttons and everything everywhere. Everyone talks about having the screen getting hard to get used to. It's honestly not hard at all. Your speedometer will show up right here. It's right in your field of view when you're viewing out the window. This is how I see, and you can see easily the speedometer right here. It's honestly no more of a deal than having to look between your steering wheel for the speed, if you're not the right height. Steering wheel can go up and down, in and out. To adjust, the seats are electronic. They can go in and out and up and down to adjust your height. You don't have anything in your view, and you can see right over the hood very easily. You got your window switches here. You got your door release here, an emergency latch here. Same on the other side. That's essentially your buttons. You got a couple buttons here that can go scroll wheels that control volume, control cruise control distance. You got some storage down here and stuff like that. This adapter no longer comes with the car, but I highly recommend it. It's a J1772. So traditionally what most EVs will use is this plug right here, and then Tesla's uses this one right here. And it's just so the Tesla can use a public level 2 charger. It's very recommended to get that. I think it's about $90 after purchase. This tray does not come with it. It's an accessory, but I highly recommend that. And of course, you can fit whatever else you want down here. Like I have a game controller and stuff like that. I'll talk about that here in a sec. I've actually wrapped this entire center area right here. It used to have this glossy black piano right here. I don't like that. I get scratches and covers with dust and everything else. The other change I've done is I put a matte screen protector. It helps cut down on fingerprints, and honestly, it and glare. So honestly, everything looks a lot cleaner on the screen when you're driving around. I have a little additional dash cam here. The dash cam runs all the time in the car. You can see by this little light here. And but I just like having this one as well. It has a wider angle view from the front. But otherwise, you have 2 side cameras, a front camera, and a rear, all recording. As long as you have this little USB stick down here. I have this one just right here. Other things, I have personally put some insulation in the top. I have window screens up here. I have my dog back here, Onyx. And I have a little dog hammock back here that keeps him off the seats and everything. Doesn't really keep it clean. I still have to vacuum everything out, but it keeps the seats in much better condition than if I didn't have it. Yeah, we'll stay back there, Deggy. Anyways, comment down below questions you have. Honestly, there are thousands of videos already on the car. Essentially, I love mine. I couldn't ask for a better vehicle for my personal taste. But yeah, to go on, we'll talk about the games. There's little Easter eggs built in here. You can see through here like a whoopee cushion, a little thing, a little fireplace you can bring up. The games will actually show up here if you go to entertainment. So if you have kids, they will love this. You can bring up Hulu, Netflix, YouTube. If you have the $10 a month subscription for data, that is actually grandfathered into my car, so I don't have to pay that. So if I'm in just anywhere that has cell signal, AT&T cell signal specifically, then I'm able to view any of these things and just watch it right on the car. So you have these games built in. Beach buggy racing is kind of fun. That's why that controller is down there. You can actually play 2-player as someone with a controller, and I can actually use the steering wheel as the first main controller. And you can ride around. You have all these classic arcade games, and they keep on adding more every year. You'll have more games added in. It's pretty fun if you're just waiting at a charger on a road trip and you want to kill a little bit of time. You can pop up a video game, all that type of stuff. On the list next, just the general features, but as you can see, you can have all these type of lights and everything. Locks. You can have different key cards. My cell phone is actually my key. I have a smartphone and iPhone, and it is by far the best experience. I don't carry keys with me anymore. Not even a house key. I have an automatic lock on the front, and if I need to get in, not through a garage, then I will use a keypad to get in. So I don't carry keys anymore. And so it's just a wallet and a phone, and it's really nice now. When you go through here, you have different modes. If you like regen, any of that type of stuff. Autopilot is a big one on this vehicle. I work from home, but if you have any remote distance commute, autopilot is a lifesaver. I took a trip to Canada and back from North Carolina last year, and I drove majority of the way by myself. Went with some friends, and honestly, I wasn't hardly fatigued at all. I went from Montreal back to New Jersey, and essentially myself, and I wasn't fatigued at all. And I was driving all day long, and it drew rush hour traffic as well. So it's honestly one of the best things about this car is autopilot. As long as you trust the computer to steer and everything for you, it's an amazing feature. I'm gonna put some video clips here. You can see it stopping at well, not yet, but you can see the stoplights in the screen and all that type of stuff. Eventually, very soon, within the next month or two, we'll see the car will be able to stop at stoplights for me. And that assumes you have the full self-driving package, and I did purchase that. So one day, this car will be able to be a robo-taxi and pick me up at my destination and drop me off and go find a parking spot. That is theoretically possible with the current hardware, and here it's all about optimizing the software package. So that is possible at this current time. Summon's a cool thing that is like somewhat a gimmick right now, but it does work. Like say it's pouring outside and your car's out in the parking lot and you need to bring your car up to the front so you don't get wet. You can do that with summing. And so you can bring it up, so instead of having to run 200 feet across the parking lot, you run 10 feet out to the front of the door or something like that. So cool little things like that. Going through, you have built-in navigation, great maps. You have all these little other things here. So, charging network is a big one on Teslas. You can get a whole bunch about that, but we're going to go actually very near the Hickory supercharger. Once it comes to right here, number C. That's about where we're going, a little bit south of there. We're not even going to need it. I'm charging up enough to where I can make a round trip to here and back without having to charge up. So it's it's not something you ever have to worry about. I haven't used a supercharger since my Canadian trip, and I just took a trip to Charlotte and back without even needing to charge the for Tesla service to install an upgrade. And they actually have one at the service center, and they charged me up while during service, and so I didn't even have to stop anywhere to drive back home to charge. Essentially, I'm not gonna batter on about this. If you have any questions, please comment down below my video. Please join the Western North Carolina Tesla School. I'm not owner, but co-manager, if you will. Mike Hoffman is our president, and I'm vice president, actually, is, I guess, the official title. And we're more than glad to answer any questions, Tesla or EV related, for you guys. As always, thank you for watching the video, and I hope to see you in the forums. Bye, guys.